Hey, what's going on, everybody? Steve here, Raiken Profit over at RaikenProfit.com, coming back to you with another video. It's an early Sunday morning. I need another cup of coffee, but I wanted to make a video sharing 7 tips for getting started sourcing items from eBay and flipping them on Amazon FBA. I put a poll out on my YouTube channel yesterday, and over 40% of the people said, I want more eBay to Amazon content. So I'm gonna be sharing with you a bunch of tips to be able to get started, also to be able to maximize profits. If you don't know, I've been doing this over the last year, scaled my business from around $5,000 a month over $30,000 a month right now with about 30% profit margins. The average ROI on an item that I'm sourcing off of eBay is anywhere from 40 to 60%. And if you're wondering why are the margins at 30%, it's because I have a team of virtual assistants that helps me. I also have softwares, there's Amazon fees, there's quite a bit of expenses that go into selling on Amazon versus eBay. So it's a little bit different, but still 30% margin, I'm really happy with that because that's close to about $10,000 per month in profit, which I'm really stoked about. And my goal, as I shared in the beginning of the year, was to go from 30,000 to go from 5,000 to 40,000 per month. So that's where I'm aiming for. And with that being said, let's get into the video. Oh, and quick, before we get into the video, if you guys are following me on Facebook, or if you're following me on Instagram, even on YouTube, I put out a community post. I'm hosting a masterclass. It's gonna be ready by October 10th. So if you are interested in learning how to do this and you wanna learn about a lot of secrets that I don't share publicly, so you can really start getting results, definitely check out the masterclass. It's on pre-sale right now. There's an early bird special. It's about 66% off. So I'll link that up down below. So without further ado, let's get into the video. And I have some notes to the left-hand side of the screen if you see me looking over. So tip number 1, become sales tax exempt before you start sourcing on eBay. So as a reseller, you don't have to pay sales tax when you purchase an item that you're intending to resell. That's for the end consumer to pay. So you can actually go over to RaikenProfit.com/tax, and that'll redirect you to the eBay article that we'll share with you how to become tax exempt. And it takes about a week or so. It's a little form, depending on what state you live in. There's a couple different things you have to fill out. For me, it took about a week. Actually, it took 2 weeks because I filled out the form incorrectly. One of my, a piece of my information wasn't matching up with exactly what eBay had on file. So you have to make sure that your information correlates 100% accurately to what eBay has on file. Like if you're using your name, but then you're under your business, like you have to use the information that matches up. But yeah, I live in Connecticut, and that saves me 6.35% in all purchases, which is huge. So make sure you become tax exempt. Number 2, cashback portals, okay? And I'll be talking a lot more about this in the master class, but there's quite a few different cashback portals that you can use. And essentially what this is a website that you click on before you purchase your item. And you could save anywhere between 1 to 2% on that purchase. Now, if you're sourcing like from the Lego website, or from Nike, Adidas, I know that's a little outside of the scope of this video. Sometimes you could save up to 10% using these cashback portals. So, I mean, even for online shopping for your personal self or for your business, always use cashback portals, okay? There's a whole bunch of them out there. One of my favorites is Be Frugal, just because it's a Chrome extension, and my team even uses it as well before they purchase. They just click the Chrome extension, redirects, and then you get 1 to 2% back. So that's huge. Every penny counts. Tip number 3, use a credit card responsibly. Now, I know there's a lot of folks who don't use credit cards, and it's not necessary. I use credit cards on all my purchases. I don't use them to go into debt. I always, I only go into the debt that I have money available, right? So for example, every month right now, I'm spending between $10,000 to $15,000 purchasing items from eBay and flipping them on Amazon. We run that all through a Capital One Spark credit card because that's 2% cash back. Sometimes we, in the past we've used other ones like some Chase Business Unlimited cards, American Express Platinum. We used American Express Gold just because there were sign-on bonuses. And when you spend as much money as I do, and you can as well, there's a lot of incentive incentives out there to sign up for different credit cards and stuff to be able to get that bonus. Like if you spend, $10,000 in 6 months, you get $900, or you get 100,000 airline miles, so on and so forth. So I like to always take advantage of those, but the cashback credit card, the Capital One Spark, is great because that's 2% cash back. So again, I don't recommend using these to go into debt. I only would go into the debt that I have money to cover it, and then I always pay it off in full each month. Oh, also American Express Plum is great because there's 60-day terms. All you have to do is pay off 90% of your credit card, or 10% of your credit card, and then 90% of that utilization moves forward. So yeah, that's a pretty good little tip right there. Tip number 4, source leads you previously sold. Okay, so this is one of the number one ways you can get started, sourcing items from eBay to flip on Amazon FBA. And again, I've done over 31,000 with this method over the last 30 days. My team and I, we sourced 928 or 938 items over the last 30 days. So this works. But one of the best things that you can do, if you don't have a leads list, if you don't have a replens list already built out like I do, and if you're new, you're not gonna have that, go to your Amazon orders or your previous eBay orders that sold for maybe 40 to 60 bucks or more, and go reverse source it, because the higher that amount is, the better chance you can source that on eBay. So just create a spreadsheet, build out a whole list of previous items you've sold, and then just go reverse source it. Okay, so that's really, really huge. Tip number 5, and this is something that, I have a lot of friends who, do eBay to Amazon and whatnot, and I've been helping to coach a ton of people, been talking to a lot of people behind the scenes. Most people don't do this. Send messages to the eBay buyers of the items you're interested in and try to strike a deal. I've built literally like probably like at least like 30 relationships. I was going to say hundreds, but not that many. Probably about 30 relationships, to be honest, on eBay, where I've messaged the person after I purchased it and was like, hey, this is what I do. I sell on Amazon. I look for DVDs. I look for board games, video games. You can share whatever it is you're into. And I was just real, and I wasn't trying to be a jerk or anything, but like I was just saying, hey, this is what I do. I buy in bulk. I notice you have a bunch of items on your store. Like, can we put a deal together? You can make best offers. You can ask to bundle items. I'm going to cover a lot of this in the masterclass, but this is a really, really, really great tip. Build relationships, communicate with them. Don't try to do deals behind eBay's back because you'll get kicked off, but just be a person, build relationships. It really, really helps. And, tip number 6, moving from tip number 5, after messaging sellers, is if you find a great deal on eBay, go look into the eBay seller store. Now, if you go into the store, you're going to have to manually look up every single item. I actually have a really secret strategy that I'm going to be sharing in our masterclass of how you could scan the entire store literally in minutes. So definitely check that out if you're interested. There's a lot of different tips and strategies that I'm just not going to put out there publicly because I've worked my butt off way too long, and I want to make sure that I reward the folks who are action takers and who are really serious about this. But honestly, oh buddy, you want to come talk as well? This is Harry. This is an update. How you doing, buddy? If you guys have been following the kitty cat on Instagram. But if you find a good deal, look in the eBay store. You can scan with your Amazon seller app. You can manually look items up. But I'm telling you right now, when you find one really good deal, Harry, you better go back, buddy. You better go back and you better find those deals. And the last tip that I want to share is build a leads list and check eBay every single day. Create a shortcut URL on the spreadsheet. So let me break this down. When you're new and you don't know, maybe you haven't sold on Amazon, so you don't have a leads list or a replens list, or you don't have, a history of items that have sold for, 40 to 60 bucks to reverse source them for 10, 12, 14 on eBay, you're going to have to build a leads list. So there's a couple different ways you could build a leads list. Again, you can check your previous sales. If you don't have that, you can go into eBay and you can filter out the sold listings for a specific amount. So maybe you can go into the DVD category and you can search DVDs that have sold for maybe over 50 or 60 bucks. And then you build up a whole leads list. I actually recommend having a virtual assistant do this for you. Then what you can do is create a URL going back to that DVD. So say, for example, this was the DVD that I had sourced recently, and it's actually fake. You probably can't see it, so I had to return this. And we'll be talking about that in the masterclass, how to avoid IP complaints, counterfeits, so on and so forth. But say I was going to be, say I wanted to source, Dawson's Creek, the complete series, and I don't remember what this is selling for. It's probably selling for like 50, 60 bucks or something new. Say this was selling for 60 bucks. I saw this on the sold listings. They're selling for, maybe on eBay, they're selling for, new, 40 bucks or something like that. Then I would look it up on Amazon to see how much it's selling for. And if there's a big premium jump, maybe, I see them selling all the time on eBay for 30 or 40, and then I see them selling for 70 or 80 on Amazon. That could be a good opportunity to throw on my leads list. And then what I would do is just create a shortcut URL to the newly listed, choose the condition, maybe the price range you're looking for, and filter it out new, copy that URL, throw it in your spreadsheet. So then you could have a huge list of all these items that you can just click, boom, goes to newly listed, and you can just buy it if it's a good deal. So that's something we'll definitely be diving deeper into. But build that leads list. I can't say it enough. Building the leads list, building your replens list is huge, okay? Absolutely huge. It's a game changer. And of course, in the beginning, it's slow, right? You're not gonna have a bunch of data. You're not gonna have items that that flip. You have to learn what items to flip. You have to learn, all the different softwares. You have to learn, there's a million different things. You guys know how it is, right? Business isn't easy, okay? In the beginning, business is very hard. You can see someone riding a bike nowadays and it looks like, wow, it's so easy. Maybe they're not even they don't even have their hands on the handlebar, right? But I'll tell you right now, once you learn how to ride a bike, it's like nothing. You don't even have to have your hands on the handlebar. You're doing a million different things. You're on the phone talking, riding your bike, right? Well, I don't suggest doing that. But it's the same thing with selling on Amazon and doing the eBay to Amazon method. It's really hard in the beginning, but once you learn it, it really is easy, and there's a lot of systems and processes that you can put in place. And I'm excited for this. I'm super pumped. If you're new and you're wondering like, I have a new account, can I do this? You absolutely can do it. I would start slow. I would focus on used items. I wouldn't focus on new items like this when you're new, just because Amazon really is, they're really looking at you as a seller, and they want to know, like, are you selling legit stuff? They might even call you out for invoices and stuff. But that's mostly with new. So if you sell used, you should be fine. It's very similar to just going to thrift stores and garage sales. And I've sold literally thousands and thousands of items on Amazon, used and new. Obviously, my account's 8 years old, so I could probably get away with more stuff than a new account. But if you're new, just start with used items. There's 1,000,001 different categories and items that you could focus on. So hopefully this video is able to add value. Just as a recap, get sales tax exempt. That'll save you a lot of money. Use cashback portals, again, free money. Use cashback credit cards, free money, again, if you're responsible with a credit card. If you're not, stay away from it. It's not necessary. Source leads you've sold previously. Focus on the high-end stuff. Message sellers and ask for deals, build relationships. If you find an item that's a really good deal on Amazon, don't only message them, but scan the whole store. And again, in the masterclass, I'll be sharing, an easy way to do this with some software. And I'll be sharing quite a few little software secrets in that masterclass, just so you know. So it's not a bunch of regurgitated stuff I've talked about on a video. You ever gone through a masterclass or a program and it's like, I learned all this already. It ain't gonna be like that, I promise you. And then build a leads list and check every day. Create shortcut URLs on a spreadsheet so you or your VA can go through it. So if you found value in this video, smash that like button. And hopefully I get to see a bunch of you guys in the masterclass. It is going to be released before October 10th. The way it's going to work is I'm going to pre-record it. I was going to do it live, the masterclass, but there's so many different nuances and details. I want to make sure I nail it down. I want to make sure you guys get everything you need. And then we're going to also have a live session as well, which is going to be 60 to 90 minutes, probably about a week or two after the masterclass is released on October 10th or sooner. I would do the live session sooner, but I'm actually going to Vegas to speak at a bookseller conference with Scout IQ, and then I'm going to Colorado for the first time to meet my uncle and hang out with some Amazon sellers and whatnot, so I'm pumped for that. So I want to make sure that I give you guys my full undivided attention when we do that and we have good internet connection. But yeah, hopefully this video helped, guys. I'll put details down below to the masterclass, which is on early bird pre-sale right now. I'm telling you, if you go through it and you apply it, there's 100% guarantee you're going to make money. I promise you that. This is some really good stuff I've got in store for you guys. So with that being said, let's get after it. If you have any questions, drop a comment down below. I'm going to answer all the questions on this video, do the best I can to add value. I won't hold anything back. And with that being said, much love. See you in the next one.